Hi, I'm Rebecca Brand, and today we're doing a CopyCat Olive Garden chicken Parmesan recipe, and I've figured it out. This recipe has a secret ingredient, I believe, and I'm going to tell you what that is. And it's simple, so that when you make this $20 dish for yourself in your house, it's going to taste like Olive Gardens with that pop of wonderful flavor. I have researched this recipe by going to lots of Olive Gardens. Did you know there's almost 900 restaurants around the world? And they all have the proprietary way of making this classic chicken Parmesan. That's just a little bit different than all the rest of those recipes that are so basic. I just got a brand new set of pots and pans that I'm going to make with this recipe. I asked Eppmo if they would sponsor this recipe, and they gave me a resounding yes. Thank you, Eppmo. The ingredients for this dish are the classic marinara sauce. Now, this recipe itself is so inexpensive. Don't even bother to buy it already made, unless you want to. You're not going to get a ticket by me for that. With one large can, 28 ounces of canned whole tomatoes. This is about $1 a can if you shop well. 1 onion, 2 cloves of garlic, dried oregano. How easy is that? And salt. That's it. So to make it by scratch is really about $1.50. Of course, you got to put it on your spaghetti. Then you need your chicken. I just got this chicken on sale for 99 cents a pound. That's about a pound of chicken I'm using here today. I'm going to attempt to make this dish look exactly like the dish they have. That's about $20. To be exact, that would be $18.49 on today's menu. That chicken needs to go into the dippy-doo and get fried. That would be with egg, milk, flour, breadcrumbs. I'm frying it up in vegetable oil. And on top is just mozzarella. It's not even Parmesan. Parmesan's a lot more expensive. I think they go on the side and they add that. And for the pretty factor, some fresh parsley. I mean, really, they call it chicken Parmesan, and I don't think there's real Parmesan in it. Parmesan cheese is about $20 a pound. It's one of the most expensive kinds of cheeses, whereas mozzarella is a fraction of the cost. It's about $2 a pound wholesale. So they're really not putting that much Parmesan in your chicken Parmesan. A little factoid here. To get to the finish line fast, we're going to start with making the marinara, because that takes the longest time out of all parts of the recipe. So I'm going to grab one of my new pans from Eppmo. And today I'm grabbing my saucepan and a lid. It was time. I got a new set. And I needed an nonstick, because once in a while I'm going to burn something. Ta-da! And turn your stove on high. And open that can of your whole peeled tomatoes. This one had a dent. It was cheaper. You gotta get around the dent. Gotta flicker up. So take the lid off and dump those 28 ounces of whole tomatoes in that pot. It's boiling. The temperature's gonna go way down because that was room temp, hitting a hot pot. And when it starts to lower to boil, keep her on high and dump in your large or medium onion. I used a large today because I like the sweetness of onion, and I think that's what they have too. It's a little extra sweet, their marinara sauce, and I think it's because of the onion they use. Onion's a very inexpensive ingredient, so I think they're putting a lot of onion in. It's less expensive than those tomatoes, you know. I'm giving it a stir. Those onions as well are going to take the temperature down, and I like to get to the finish line fast. So temperature is one of the ways that you can control how fast you cook. You just don't want to burn. Put the lid on, and down she goes to medium. So these are 2 large heads of garlic. Give them a swack. Peel off the skins, 1 and 2. And because I'm just looking for flavor, I'm just going to add them into the pot. I don't even have to cut it, which is why I left those onions large too. We got a whole tomato, we got big slices of onion, big hunks of garlic, and they're just happy together in their party, being more of their real fat, chubby selves. And now add 1 teaspoon of dried oregano. That has a whole lot of flavor in it. I'm aiming for the center. And salt to taste, but I know they have a lot of salt in it. I'm using a ½ teaspoon. That mimics the recipe best. 1/2 teaspoon. And shove that down into the pot. And all of that salt and the oregano is going to dissipate with the garlic. Make sure the garlic's in there. And back on goes your lid. And set your timer for 45 minutes for the marinara. I love this Eppmo. I needed to refresh my kitchen with something more modern. Now it's time to cut this really large breast of chicken. This was on sale, and in my little package was this super giant piece. I'm really going to try to mimic their menu shot of this recipe. So I'm going to try to cut this so it's going to look like what they have. So this is really extra. So, you know, for a family, you're going to want to use this. But for this recipe, to make it just the same for the CopyCat, that's about all you need of chicken. For your 1869 chicken Parmesan. Nothing in my chicken kitchen is going to go to waste. So I'm going to put this in a little baggie and stick it in the fridge for later. And wash my hands while I'm at it. Hand washing is really big these days, and especially if you're working with raw chicken. Next step is the pounding. So I'm covering this in plastic wrap, lest I make a really big mess. And let's say you've had a hard day. This is a part of the recipe that you get to take your aggressions out. You know, many times things go wrong during a day. Cooking can be so therapeutic. I have so much fun when I'm cooking. I hope you do too. I want you to comment. Let me know what you're thinking. We're all just trying to make it through here. And for the marinara sauce, about every 10 minutes, you gotta stir. Look at that. And look at all that liquid that came out of those tomatoes. Those onions are getting soft. I'm pushing them down. I want them to cook all together. Lid back. Now we're gonna make our little bird bath. They get to dip into 1/2 cup milk and 1 egg. Sorry, you have to be taking a bath with a baby to be. And whip it up. Nature can be a little awkward when you're cooking. And we're gonna make the dry dip, which is gonna be 1 cup of flour. And our secret ingredient, it is 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon. And I believe with the spice of that Parmesan, this is what's in that flour. It's not just any salt and pepper mix in it. It is chicken bouillon. It has a richness to the flour part. And 1 cup of breadcrumbs. I use paper plates because it gets messy and I can throw these away. And now we're gonna salt them generously because restaurants just use a lot of salt and oil and butter and everything good in life. I love restaurant food. And now we're gonna heat up our oil. So I'm grabbing my Eppmo frying pan. So onto the burner it goes. I'm starting on high and I'm pouring in about 2 cups of vegetable oil. You can use 1 cup, but I really want to get a crispy brown around all the edges too, with only 1 flip, so I'm using a little extra oil. I know from experience this is only going to take about 3 minutes to heat up, but if you don't trust yourself, turn your heat to medium, because you don't want to bring your vegetable oil up to a smoke. What's great about the Eppmo is it has this little vent for steam. I can tell that is cooking just way too fast because it's a wonderful glass lid I can see. So I'm getting a little stir, a little pat down, and turning it down to medium-low. I just want a gentle simmer, rumbling boil, not the big one in here I can see through the beautiful glass lid. I really wanted something that was 100% PFOA and PTFE free, since those are the chemicals that were in Teflon that are toxic. Eppmo makes this ceramic-coated cookware without those chemicals. It also doesn't have any toxic chemicals, lead or cadmium, and I saw it was an ultra non-stick, which is great for cleaning. I ordered them and they got delivered right to my door. In a beautiful package. It could have been a gift. It was packed very well, so the glass wasn't going to break in transit, which I appreciated. And this one you see here is Eppmo's 8-inch non-stick frying pan. It's made with ceramic that's on the interior, which is non-stick, around an open aluminum skillet, which is induction compatible and very high quality. It's heavy and durable. I got a 5.9 quart stock pot, and that's for my pasta today, and a 3.2 quart saucepan, and that's what's cooking my marinara. This is a 10-inch frying pan, and that's what I'm using for my oil today. It's also great size for bacon. I love the beauty of them. It comes in different colors, but I chose the blue, and they also have a blue diamond that's a darker blue. The frying pans and saucepans have handles that keeps it firm and secure. It's an ideal grip for soups and sauces. And because there is no plastic anywhere on Eppmo, you could also put them in the oven. And the handles are riveted in with care. They are not going to come loose over time like so many do. This is a high quality cookware set. Time to get those birds dirty and hit the bath. So dip them in that dirty flour with that secret ingredient of the bouillon. Give her a shake and then give her a dip in her little bird bath. Shake off the water and into the crumbs. These are Italian breadcrumbs. I just used a major brand that had a little seasoning in it today, Italian seasoning, and that's what I think they have in their Olive Garden chicken Parmesan recipe, because I could see the color in theirs. And now she's going to wait on deck for her turn in the fry pan. Next Wednesday routine, flour in the bouillon, bird in the bath, and the dip into the crumbs. On deck. And then you have the club fingers. And with your big saucepan, you got to add your water. So turn that heat on high. I'm adding half a tablespoon of salt. Toss it in the water. And I add a little oil for the non-stick factor, and believe me, it doesn't matter what kind of oil you add, because all that water is really going to dilute the taste anyways. And I used the vegetable oil already. It was already out on my counter. Easier. And this is a cheat I have to make any kind of pasta water boil faster, as I throw it in the microwave. 2 cups for 4 minutes. Now it's time to mash up our marinara carefully with a potato masher. Everything is so soft. Look at that piece of garlic go down. It's breaking up really nicely. I'm going to leave the lid off at this time because I want it to thicken up and some of that water to evaporate off the top. And add some more water to be about half a pot. Bring it to a boil. So put the lid on. What I love about the stock pot is it has silicone around the handles and the sides, so it's cool to the touch. And do some more mashing. And with all those soft tomatoes and onions in there, you get down to what looks like this. There's your marinara. And time for the fry. You can easily see how you could have made more chicken. If you had a large family, that would be just fine. These are very big pieces of chicken, but they will shrink up once they start to cook. I'm keeping my stove on medium. And now it's time for the pasta to go into that boiling water. Personally, I like to break it in half. It gets to be unmanageable if it's too long. Give that a stir, put the lid back on, and put your timer to 9 minutes. That's a perfect cooking time in my book. Our chicken's gonna take about 3 minutes per side, and I'm turning my broiler on now because I want to melt the mozzarella on top of the chicken and the marinara for that golden brown color. Because I'm trying to achieve perfection and plenting up that table with a little artistic flair just to see if I can. The edges appear to be getting brown, so let's check. I think it's time for the flip. Oh yeah, that's lovely brown. And the other side. Let's give the pasta a stir. We don't want it to clump up. You always have to stir it once or twice, otherwise it will. And now we want to chop our parsley, put a little flecks on top. That chicken looks done. Let's check. Oh, beautiful. And the second one, pretty golden brown. Turn that stove off. And onto paper napkins it goes to drain the extra oil. Done, chum. Oh yeah. Off goes the heat. And now it's time to drain. That is steamy. Give it a toss. And for heat's sake, that pasta's gonna rest in this warm pot to keep it hot for dinner. And now here comes the artistry. I'm getting the marinara. The handle is cool. What a great cookware set. And I need to melt that cheese onto these pieces to look like the picture. So I'm spooning some of the marinara over the chicken. Each piece gets some. And now we're sprinkling the mozzarella cheese on top. But the mozzarella is more interior to the shot. I have studied that picture. And little baby flecks of parsley. And into the oven. On broil, she goes at a lower rack level for 3 minutes. This is gonna go quick. And let's add our spaghetti to the plate. I'm gonna pull it lengthwise because that's the way it looked in the picture. A little more on top and a big tablespoon of the marinara. Ready, Freddy. And I think this is the only place the Parmesan really comes in. A teensy crumble on top. I'm looking at this cheese. I'm not seeing it melted or browned on top like before, so I'm gonna stick it underneath my broiler and I'm gonna keep my eye on it because that could catch on fire. It's been about 1 minute. Oh, perfect. There you go. You got the brown on top. A little brown on the edges. And this is the picture I'm going for, so wish me luck. So now we need to move the chicken onto the plate. So it's the same way that I saw in the Olive Garden menu picture. And seems like I need a little more of that. And onto that goes the marinara sauce. Okay, as I'm analyzing the picture on my computer, it seems to me it needs a little more of the green parsley. So I'm gonna add a little more to the chicken, a little more to the spaghetti part. Cooking is the most artistic thing I do in a day. I love it so much. You get to be creative, and today I wanted to match that picture. It was so fun cooking in my new Eppmo pots and pans set. Click link below to get your Eppmo pots and pans. I love them. Now it's time for the bite. Oh, look at that. Perfectly cooked in the center. That looks delicious. This is my bite with that marinara sauce and a little bit of spaghetti. And it's a really big bite because I wanted to taste it all. Oh. It tastes like Olive Garden, but to tell you the truth, it even tastes better and more fresh. I don't care about the missing Parmesan. That mozzarella is great in it. You can add a little extra. I do love the fact it's a very inexpensive dinner to make. This whole dinner you can make for a family of 4 for about $5. I piled this high with a lot of the marinara, and look how much I have left. That is so much. This was 8 ounces of cheese. It hardly took any. What a deal. What a family recipe or dinner party recipe. It's truly delicious. Oh, and to clean it, it's so simple. You can either just wipe it out or rinse it in water. You can add some soap if something looks a little troubling. I wouldn't even put it in a dishwasher. It's so easy to clean. Well, I'm Rebecca Brand, and I'm really hungry today. Please subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell to get notified of my next video. That's really important. Make a comment that's helpful. Like the video. Do all those things. It helps me on my channel so much. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying cooking and trying new recipes like Olive Garden's CopyCat chicken Parmesan recipe. That's so inexpensive to make and tastes so good. See you next time. I'm gonna take my lunch and my leftovers, just like I get at Olive Garden, and go eat in the corner now. Bye. Yum. If you like this recipe, I've got more over here. I've got a creamy chicken pasta recipe that every family should know how to make because it's so inexpensive, just like this one, and I think it's better than their chicken Alfredo. I hope I don't get in trouble from Olive Garden for saying that. And there's another one here that's a big winner too.